Hey, welcome World Entertainment, and oh boy, who could have seen this coming, except every one of us. The drop for Supergirl is astronomical. People were saying they thought it'd be somewhere in the 60s. I said I think it'd be in the high 70s, and sure enough, 74% drop. Now, that could change. Again, you can see its overall box office is now officially 100 million, thanks to the international being updated. But again, that's the guess for the Sunday, so this will get revised. May not change, may go up a bit. In all likelihood, it's going to drop, and it may drop below 100 million again. God only knows at this stage, but yeah, its second weekend, disastrous. From the Friday to a Friday, an 80% drop, which is massive, but we've been kind of seeing that lately. But the overall drop from week 1 to week 2 of 74%. And this isn't something new for the box office. We've been seeing this a lot lately with these big movies. Mandalorian dropped over 70%. Masters of the Universe dropped over 70%. And now this has dropped over 70%. Now, it gets worse. That's right, somehow it actually gets worse, because the movie didn't open in the number 1 spot when it came out. It came in behind Toy Story, which was on its second week, which is already over 700 million in its 3-week run. Minions then came in this weekend, which has actually underperformed. It came in its second place, but it's underperformed, which people are confused about. Well, okay. I'm pretty sure the last couple of those movies have kind of underperformed, but they were expecting higher numbers. I think because it was 4th of July, they were expecting bigger numbers, or bigger turnout, and it didn't happen. But what's worse for this movie is it didn't drop to second place. It didn't drop to third place. It went down to 4th in the box office. Like, oof. How could this possibly happen? That you drop down to 4th place, where Young Washington has come in ahead of you by a lot. Now, I have no actual idea what Young Washington is. Well, I now know what it is. Like, it's about young George Washington and stuff like that. But I never heard of the movie. Like, I started hearing people talking about wanting to see it, but I was like, what the hell is Young Washington? Never seen a trailer or anything for it. So the fact that it's come in 3rd place and is like kicked the shit out of Supergirls, like, wow. Obsession and Backrooms are finally out of top 5, but they are still chugging along. I do find it interesting. Masters of the Universe is no longer on this list, so I don't know where the hell it is. It's not on there, so I don't know. Oh yeah, check this out. The brand new Seth Rogen movie. And Olivia Wilde and who was it? Penelope Cruz and what's his name? Can't think of his name now. Their brand new movie is open to a Edward Norton. $1.3 million. Oh, Seth Rogen. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have tried to say Sylvester Stallone has never made a good movie. Oh, I just noticed Minions has actually gone to number 1. It was at number 2. It's at number 1 now. So, what's it done? Like, they're saying this is a disappointment, and worldwide it's open to almost $160 million. Now, again, it's its first weekend, so that will probably get adjusted either up or down. But, and look at the international compared to the domestic. That's always important. So, yeah, they're saying it's underperformed, but maybe it's only underperformed domestically. I think they were expecting like 80 or something million. Disclosure Day is still in there. Somehow has made 207 million. but that's all it's made, and it's been out for what now? 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. So it's basically had its complete run, and yeah. But Supergirl dropped to 4th place, and a 74% drop. So it's like, ooh, that's not good. And what's also not good is then all these little headlines that start popping up that say, when is Supergirl available on digital? Because they're already going like, is this thing actually going to do a full run? And you can see Supergirl's box office woes continue this weekend. Now with movies like The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day on the horizon, it seems DC Studios and Warner Brothers Discovery have summarized there's little hope for the Maid of Might to recoup her losses. This website always puts it down as the Maid of Might. It's Maiden of Might. She's not a maid, it's the Maiden of Might. So they're literally saying here, Warner Brothers will no doubt be hoping to recoup some of its losses by having people buy the movie to watch at home. Highly doubt it. If they didn't bother to go and see it, I think they're going to pay to watch it at home. Though, with DC Studios set to lose as much as $150 million on Supergirl, breaking even isn't on the table. With this being only the second DCU title, it's a major blow to the brand. And that is a massive point that they make there, that this is only the second movie. So it's like, whew. Now, 150 million losses. The problem we have is we will see what the actual budget to this movie is, because they filmed in the UK, so we will get to see the tax reports. Keep in mind, when this movie was first kind of announced and going into production, they said the budget was in at around 230 million. Then they quickly came out and went, no, it's 100 million. Then they said it was 120 million. Then they seem to have settled on 175 million, which has now also changed to about 183 to 186 million. So their own budget numbers have constantly changed, and now they've said as well that the marketing for this is $120 million, that is. So it's like, whew. But then this story popped up that James Gunn's contract may run out right as Paramount takes over, i.e. this year. So they're kind of saying, it comes from the Hollywood Reporter in their article about the post-mortem, as it's saying here. There's a single most important detail for James Gunn's future. And it says here that there is an update about something pointing to them trying to force him out, which we'll have a look at in a second. And you see here, per THR, it's unclear when Gunn and Peter Safran's contracts as DC Studios co-chiefs are up, but sources believe it's either the end of 2026 or the end of 2027. So yeah, as far as we knew, his contract ended next year, but there are suggestions that it could actually be up this year. It sounds more like it will be next year. Look at this. What the hell is this? Tell me you're a furry without telling me you're a furry. Sheesh. But Supergirl leaks say someone at Warner's wants James Gunn out. Now that's important that it says Warner's, not Paramount, Warner's. So it seems to be that they're giving out the information that Gunn took over Supergirl pretty much so he will wear the failure of the movie. So it's very interesting. So it's saying the Hollywood Reporter's behind the scenes Supergirl exclusive told us what happened inside DC's editing room. The biggest question is why somebody wants that story out. So stories like this don't assemble themselves. Someone with access to DC's post-production process walked THR through the mess in detail 3 weeks before Warner Brothers changes owners. So read the piece closely and the takeaway is hard to miss. Someone inside or around the building wants Gunn wearing this failure. Well, the problem is, the book does stop with him. We know he started taking over anyway. We were hearing that, and then Craig Gillespie coming out and saying, oh yeah, all these choices were his. So, yeah. But you see here, it says, look at what actually got out. Test scores across 4 screenings. The competing test cuts. The 2-point margin. The detail nobody leaks by accident. That the February test cuts climactic needle drop, a cover of Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Wanna Have Fun, was Gunn's personal pick. And it's saying the song itself wasn't a secret. Test audiences heard it back in February, and screening details leaked all the time. So they're really pushing, like, yeah, all the song choices are Gunn's. So then it was the case of he took over. Now they keep saying that this 2-point margin was that Gunn's test cut tested better by 2 points. It's actually the other way around. It's the Gillespie cut fared better than the Gunn cut by 2 points. But ultimately, Gunn went with his cut because, of course. So it's like saying that's his signature skill failing on someone else's film. It's also the Guardian's formula we just wrote about, done to death. And they're kind of talking about like how James Gunn is a one-trick pony. Either way, Gunn has nothing more to say. He has to wear the failure. Even if this was 100% on Craig Gillespie, it's also on Gunn and Safran because they're the heads of DC Studio. The story of creative clashes were also not quite making sense. I've spoken about this in the other video, which was, how could you clash creatively on a story that was fully written and greenlit? Because that's what James Gunn told everybody. We are not greenlighting anything unless the story is written perfectly and we're happy with what it is. So you basically hired the director to work on a script that you approved and greenlit, and then you had creative difference backlashes towards it. Didn't make sense. Ultimately, this movie is an unmitigated disaster, and the question now is, well, what happens next? What do they do? Clayface is next up, but that's an R-rated movie. The failure of this could impact that. You know, body horror people could look at that trailer and go, oh, cool, this looks interesting. Then they find out it's DC and go, ooh, hang on, this is connected to Superman and Supergirl that just tanked. Yeah, no thanks. DC fans may have the issue with it of another generic idea of, hey, let's just do another Batman villain without Batman. Don't know, could the whole body horror aspect turn them off? But more so, if they're looking at it from the point of view of, well, Supergirl sucked and Superman underperformed and nobody talks about the shows, why would we bother going to see this? It's not looking good. It absolutely is not looking good. And with a 74% drop from week 1 to week 2, and it also dropped from 2nd place to 4th place in the box office, this thing will probably be on video on demand next week. Honestly, it probably will. But what do you guys think of this box office numbers, and what do you think about the Shields trying desperately to defend the movie while also saying that it's not a good movie, but then calling out everyone who dislikes it, even though they dislike it? Wrap your head around it, but let me know what you think about all of this. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all of that good stuff. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.